8 reps, how? Meaning like, are you doing 8 reps and you're doing it over the course of 8 seconds? Or is the 8 reps taking you 60 seconds? Because it's not the 8 reps that matters. Like you're saying, it's the time under tension. And so if you can shift away from the just doing it mentality of get the reps in to the I'm going to lean into the fact that I'm challenging my muscles and need to for a certain period of time, you can shift everything with how your body feels, functions during and after your workouts and the results you get from your workouts.
Right. Because there's no cookie cutter cookie cutter layout for everybody. Like every man should do this type of exercise and they should do, 3 times 10 bench press, 3 times 10, pull up,
right,
lie back and a shelf chest in no time. Like that's not how it works.
No, exactly. You
got to go out the field. Because if you can do 3 times 8 reps, but you still got, 12 more reps in the tank. So short.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
No, I always think in 10s or 15s though. I'm not gonna hold.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because that's what the industry tells you.
That's definitely how you learn. Like you definitely learn, like, you do it this way.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Yep. Everything sets of 10s, sets of 15s. And if you're doing 15s, you're doing endurance. And if it's 10s, it's hypertrophy, and it's a 5, it's strength. And that's the story that we're fed. But like we're talking about, it's just nonsense.
Yeah. No, that's one of the things I know, like for personal training, for yourself, is like having something that can give you some extrinsic feedback, whether that's recording yourself or having a Garmin or having a heart rate monitor. It's like, since I've started tracking my sleep, I can tell the difference of when I feel, how my performance is. It's like, I notice I'm a little laggy when I only get like 6 hours of sleep. When I get 8 hours, I can go a little bit further. Like, that extrinsic feedback, so you can know how to tailor your training. Like, I only got 6 hours. I'm gonna stick to this today. And then try to make sure we get in the bed earlier. But
that's such a big thing, and the technology is so accessible now. Like the sleep tracker, I mean, you just right on the phone, right? Or you can get the bands or the rings or whatever. But it's so easy. It's so accessible. And something that I really like tracking is just resting heart rate. And then just kind of like a little bit more advanced version of that would be like heart rate variability. But like, so my senior year of college, I had a stopwatch that was right next to my alarm. And I got so ingrained in the habit that when my alarm would go off, I'd wake up, I'd hit my alarm, I'd grab my stopwatch, and I'd start checking my pulse. Okay. Now, I was a college basketball player, and so my resting heart rate when it was good was around like 48. Okay, that's kind of where it was. If it started creeping up into the mid to high 50s, I know, right? But if it started creeping, so if it started creeping up to like the mid to high 50s or the 60s, I knew that my body was getting stressed. And so then I would start to alter my workouts to have it be more of like a recovery day or do more of like a deload week or whatever. So exactly like you're saying, Daniel, being able to get that feedback from like a very objective source. For me, like I love resting heart rate variability, tracking my sleep. Absolutely. Being able to see things like if you want to set up your video camera or your phone camera and see kind of like how you're moving and stuff, that all that stuff is super, super big because our brain is going to play tricks on us. It's going to tell us different stories to match what we believe reality should be for us. But to have kind of almost that third party saying, nah, you know what? You're actually not as rested as you would like to believe. You need to take it a little bit easier today. Or you know what? I know you think you're dragging right now, but you can actually hit it hard today. Your body's saying so. You just got to get your brain ready for it. Having that kind of data, it makes a big difference.
You know where I went that what you're telling me basically is kind of like in the sense of, you should listen to your body more when it comes to working out. But one place I went to, are you familiar? I know you got to be familiar with Orange Theory, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Orange Theory. So my brother Daniel took me to Orange Theory, right? And it's a little more heavier than I am now. When I say, bro, I almost died, like, I'm not a quitter, bro. Like, especially at the grown age, like,
sure.
I'm not quitting. Like, I want all the smoke. I'm a competitor to the heart, bro. I was in the washroom about to just go home.
Yeah.
I learned when I went there, I learned that the zones, the different areas they have.
Yeah.
Like, you start out slow, you speed up, and they want to get you into certain zones. I'm like, damn, that was my first time really learning about how to effectively work out. So now what you're telling us is great. Well, new information to me. I know bro already been studying it, but no, I didn't know all that. Like I said, I'm going off of just general knowledge of just how long I've been working out or new things I've looked up. But no, that's great information, man. What position did you play?
So I was like
you just kind of dropped that in there. Yeah.
Right? Like you say you hoop real casually like and then
when I was
all those years, like I think you got some game. I might have to come to a gym or something, man.
That's funny. No, I was I played power forward. So it was D3 school in Massachusetts. But yeah, so like a 6'4", about 230, and so yeah, power forward most spot.
My fault. You don't even look that tall. You 6'4"?
I know, right? Well, that's so funny because every time people meet you, like, I know, right? When people meet me on Zoom, they're like, "Oh,
you don't look that tall."
You don't look 6'4", man.
Yeah.
Okay, you got some height on you, did.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So, just to get off topic just a tad bit, who you going for on championship? You got the Heat or you got the Nuggets?
I got Denver.
Oh yeah, I love Denver too, man. I love Denver.
I got Denver. I mean, Miami has played incredibly well this entire playoffs. They have beat the two best teams, or the teams with the two best records in the NBA, right? Like they've been phenomenal. If Tyler Hero is able to come back and get in rhythm, that can be a game changer for him. Denver's really good. Yeah. I just don't see how Miami will be able to, for 4 games, play well enough to beat Denver. I just don't see it. Yeah. So
they don't got
but that. No, but that being said, like I've been extremely entertained watching Jimmy Butler this playoffs. So that's been super fun.
No, for sure, man.
Work, man.
But tell us about this book, man. I seen the Exercise for Life method.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So you got me ready. You got me ready to make a purchase already with the information you gave me, man. Tell us something about.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Okay. So the book came out in 2021. Really, how it started was in 2019. My wife and I hosted kind of like a TEDx type event, but specifically for health practitioners in our area. And so I was going to be speaking at that event. And my topic was going to be on how exercise promotes longevity. Because we're told, all right, you exercise, you live longer, but I want to know, how does that actually happen? So I started exploring that and kind of playing with kind of 4 key theories or predominant theories of how we go about living longer, whether it's like improving, the energy production of our cells, like our mitochondrial function, improving our body's ability to kind of clear out damaged cells through a process called autophagy, helping our cells be able to like continuously divide with, and maintain what's called our telomere length. And then being able to kind of protect our cells from getting damaged from, reactive oxygen species and inflammation and stuff like that. All right. So I was just kind of exploring those and seeing how exercise tied in with all of those. And in my head, exercise really just came down to muscle contraction. So I was trying to figure out where the muscle contraction process influenced those 4 things: mitochondrial production, autophagy, telomere length, and protection from reactive oxygen species attack. And I was reading a whole bunch of different papers. And the enzymes and proteins of PGC1 alpha and NRF2, the names really don't matter, but there's PGC1 alpha and NRF2 were coming up. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me explore that. And then I was seeing that something called AMPK, which is an enzyme, could influence those. And I was like, okay, cool. Because in grad school, I learned the very extreme details of the muscle contraction process. And I knew that that there's this enzyme in the muscle cells called myokinase, which combines two ADP molecules to make an ATP and an AMP, and it works faster at higher levels of muscle contraction. And so when I saw that AMPK, which is AMP activated protein kinase, come up, I thought, holy crap, this is a connection between all this other stuff and exercise and muscle contraction. Because what I saw then with the papers is the more muscles contracted, the more frequently they contracted, the longer they contracted for, and the more intensely they contracted, the more of these longevity boosting benefits we would get, whether it was mitochondrial production, stimulating the processes of autophagy, extending and protecting telomere length, and protecting our cells from reactive oxygen species damage, ROS damage. So that was 2019, okay? 2020 came around and I started exploring, okay, is it just longevity where these things tie into play, or is it, what about like brain health? Could we hear exercise and brain health? What about heart health? What about like prevention of chronic disease, insulin resistance, all this other stuff? And so I really started diving into the research papers with that and started looking for connections with brain health and muscle contraction, and heart health and muscle contraction, and disease prevention, insulin resistance, muscle contraction, all this other stuff. And I realized that every single health benefit that we could get from exercise all came back to muscle contraction. It was all a derivative of muscle contraction.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this truly is the thing. And so that's when I started to put together the book. So the book is a little bit of my story of kind of how this thought process came to be, and a bit of research papers talking about not only like how to improve the health and function of your muscles, how to improve the health and function of your joints, but how exercise, how to improve the health and function of your cardiovascular system, how to improve the health and function of your brain, how to boost longevity, prevent chronic disease, prevent and reverse insulin resistance, and then prevent injury and help your body kind of manage stress better, all through exercise. And it all comes back to muscle contraction. And so if you look at kind of the logo of the Exercise for Life method, it's, muscle flexing in the middle, and then surrounding it, you have the joints, you have the heart, you have the brain, you have the DNA for the longevity, and you have that battery for like recharging, stress, injury prevention, everything like that. And it all comes back to muscle contraction. And so that was the book that we put out in 2021, really detailing out, okay, cool. Like if you want these health benefits, here's how you go about exercising in order to get those health benefits.
Nah, that sounds like you working with the Avengers of Health.
Exactly, right?
Nah, man, that is some great information. Like you just blew my mind with all that. Like,
Thank you.
no, for real. That's important information. So the book, definitely going to buy the book, definitely going to check it out, definitely going to recommend it.
Thank you.
So it's like everything you're saying, it's like my mind goes to like, have I been under a rock, or this information isn't just as accessible as, as you're putting it together?
So I'm glad you brought that up. So the subtitle is The Secrets to Building Lasting Health and Physical Freedom Through Exercise That the Mainstream Fitness Industry Doesn't Want You to Know. And I use that as a subtitle because it's not that I have secrets that nobody else has, but rather that the information is being kept secret from all people who are trying to consume exercise in a way that builds them healthy, because the things that sell easier are the entertainment, the distraction, the rah-rah, like we were talking about earlier, the nightclub feel of exercise. And so it's almost like these amazing health benefits that can come from exercise are being kept secret because we don't want people to focus on that. We want people to focus on the flashy fun stuff because that's easier to market and sell. So you're absolutely right that people are like, well, I didn't know that that exercise could actually regrow areas of my brain. I didn't know that exercise could actually help prevent dementia. I didn't know that exercise, that not exercising has been shown to be worse for my health than heart disease, diabetes, or smoking. I didn't know all of that. And most people don't, is because in some ways it's being kept secret. So the easier things to sell about fitness and exercise can come to the forefront.
Nah,
that's society can't really sell, educating people on autophagy, because now
right,
you're
right.
selling supplements, you're not selling foods.
Yep, exactly.
People on fast.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
People to take their time and focus on time under tension. They're not changing up programs and following the hypes of they famous, fitness influencers. So
right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, autophagy doesn't look good in booty shorts, so it's not going to be that.
You talking about cellular repair and
right, exactly. Yeah, nobody wants to see that on Instagram.
That's not going to look good in the onesie.
No.
That's a fact, and that makes a lot of sense now. Nah, man, that's great information, man. Thank you for even blessing us with your presence.
Oh, my pleasure,
information. Man. I just got a boatload of information. I wasn't expecting to get all that, man. So I just want to say thank you. And man, this isn't so with the you mentioned you guys said, do you still got the health club?
Yeah, so we were fortunate to be able to survive through COVID. We've been open for about 9.5 years now in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. So we still work in person with people, and then, like I said, we do a lot of stuff digitally as well.
Well, what's the name of the gym?
So our gym, our business, our brick and mortar is called Muscle Activation Schaumburg. So Schaumburg is our location, and then online it's called Exercise for Life Studios.
Okay. No, that's dope. No, that's extremely dope. That sounds like you would get a lot of benefits. Like you getting all in one. That's what I say. It's like the Avengers of Health. Like you go to that's crazy. So with you getting all that information, and Dan, you can kick in after this, bro. My fault. So with you giving all that information, do you guys handle the food side as well, like the diet side?
That's such a great question. We don't, because to us, nutrition is a completely separate science. All right. And we see value in it. There's clearly value in it. But we also understand that as deep as we've had to dive into the exercise side of things to be able to understand and articulate this. Our understanding of nutrition is rudimentary in comparison. So, there are so many great resources out there from a nutritional standpoint. If people ask us, the reality is for most people, you don't really need all the different details. It's just let's start by cutting out the stuff that deep down you actually shouldn't be eating. And if we can start there, then we can start talking about dialing stuff in.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it.
Because you get a lot of people that try to go over into the nutrition side that don't have the credentials, and that's not appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just
down to blood levels, that comes down to deficiencies. And unless you're doing lab work, you really shouldn't be telling people what they can and can't.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like you're absolutely right. It is a very complex topic. And I think as deep as some people try to go with it, there needs to be a very proficient understanding of the topic of nutrition to be able to say definitively, okay, yeah, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should not be doing. We're not there. So we say, you know what, you can go elsewhere for that.
Vaguely, as Americans, you probably should be eating less than what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah.
People consuming way more than you should be.
Bro, he just gave you the master plan in one sentence. That's incredible. You're a great communicator. Say, bro, just cut out the shit that you're not supposed to. Bro, you're not supposed to have that cookie right now. Put it away.
Let's start there, right?
Hey, but no, my bad, Dave. What you say?
But I was gonna ask, so walk us through and you don't have to get real specific, but walk us through a muscle activation program.
Great. Yeah.
How do you evaluate and how do you determine is it based upon, a person's specific personal goals?
Yeah. Awesome question. So, all right. So the MAT process is not our process. Greg Roscoff developed muscle activation techniques, and it does have an intellectual property around it. So there is a copyright trademark around it. So I can speak loosely to the concepts, but the actual principles, that's not something that I'm able to super dive in deep to just from a legality perspective. Okay. But what you'll be able to find on MAT. So I will just kind of, because I was an instructor for MAT like since 2014. So for nearly a decade. So what you'll be able to find like online about MAT that they're putting out, like I feel comfortable talking, about that. The big premise is that your muscles are the things that are supposed to be moving your bones. Okay. And if your bones and joints aren't moving as well on one side of your body as they are on another side of your body, on the other side of your body, all right, the side that's not moving as well, that may be an indication that the muscles that are supposed to be creating that motion aren't working as well. Okay. So for example, if I can lift my arm to here and I can lift my arm to here, this arm doesn't lift as high. All right. That may be an indication that the muscles that are supposed to be doing the lifting aren't working as well as they should. Okay. And so through that process, we'll evaluate range of motion, just, simply like I did, but, throughout the entire body, whether it's, from the toes all the way up to the neck. Be able to piece together a picture of like, okay, these areas of your body, you're moving less on one side than you are on the other side. Okay. And the side that's moving less, that may be an indicator that the muscles that are supposed to be creating that motion aren't working as well as they should. And so then through the MAT education, we learn a bunch of kind of muscle testing procedures to go in and try to test just how well those muscles can reflexively contract. Okay. So for example, like with, if it's lifting the arms, you might be looking at like anterior deltoids. We might be looking at, biceps long head, just different things that would lift the arm. Right. And so we would go about and test those muscles to see how well they can contract. And
so
if they're,
sorry to cut you off, but are you using electrostimulators? Or are you using just goniometers and range of motion?
So the range of motion, you can break out a goniometer, but it's a little bit more zoomed out than that. Meaning we say we're looking for elephants, not mice. So if this moves, 160 degrees and this moves 157 degrees, it's like, okay, there's a 3-degree difference there. I'm not super worried about that. I'm looking for things that are 20, 30, 40-degree differences and be like, okay, cool. That's where we're starting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So from there, then it's a manual muscle testing process of just seeing how well muscles can contract, and not from a break test perspective, but going from like, okay, you're relaxed, you're in a position, and I say hold, and can you contract and hold that position on demand? Can you essentially like freeze like a statue? Or is there any kind of give or wiggle or anything like that? Okay. And it's very binary. So you're either freezing like a statue or it's, a failed test. All right. And if it's the latter, then we can go in, and what we do is we manually stimulate the muscles, or we use isometric contractions to kind of re-engage the tissues. And then we go back and we retest. And then, so that's kind of like the, that's more or less like the process of MAT, how we go about doing that. So that would be the muscle activation techniques.
That's kind of complicated. Like, what's the benefits of that? Like,
So all right, so off the bat, people start noticing that they're able to move better. Number two, kind of greater mind muscle connection. All right, so like times when if they're doing an exercise, like they'll be doing like a push-up and they're like, I don't really feel my chest, I just feel my shoulders. It's like, okay, well, maybe we need to get those chest muscles activated so you can actually access them. Okay, those are things that people notice kind of like in the short term. All right, you can notice like people feel like their posture improves, like they're able to move more freely. But then over the long term, what people notice is just kind of like a quieting of the body. So it's kind of like if you go, so when I lived downtown Chicago, people come downtown, they're like, oh, it's so great down here. It's so cool. It's like, but the thing you don't realize about downtown Chicago is the sirens never stop. The yelling never stops. So like the noise never stops. Okay. And then you go from downtown to a little bit, like outside of downtown, and it gets a little bit more quiet. And then you come out to the suburbs and it's a little bit more quiet. And then you go to where I grew up in like rural Wisconsin, and it's like really quiet. And so every progression, it gets more and more quiet. You don't realize necessarily like the noise that is there until like you leave and you're like, wow, that was really noisy before. So that's a metaphor for like what people start to notice with their body, where it's like, I didn't realize like all this kind of metaphorical noise that was going on with my body. So the little like tweaks or things that I just assumed were normal. And now all of a sudden it's just all at bay. It's like my body just feels really quiet. It just feels really supported. It feels like I feel confident that my body can do what it's supposed to do.
Okay, no, that makes sense. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so once they like that, it sounds like more so like do you get more so athletes than regular Joes that walk in?
So, MAT's most well known in the sports performance world, but the majority of the people that I work with are non-athletes.
Okay.
They may have been competitive at one point, but they're not currently, or they just never were an athlete at all. So it's, people that are coming off of physical therapy and they're like, I need to transition into exercise, but I want to make sure like my muscles are ready for that. It's people who feel like, something is starting to go downhill. I don't know that I'm a candidate for, physical therapy at this moment, but I want to kind of get ahead of it. Or it's people like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to prep for this half marathon that I'm going to run. I want to make sure that my body stays tuned up the whole way.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So do you guys like, I know you said y'all did like somewhat of a TED talk, you and your wife. Are you guys like, what does the future of your business look like? Do you guys plan on partnering with practitioners? Do you?
Great question. Yeah. So
somebody that just got finished with a physical therapy program.
So what we are looking to do with our kind of our exercise for life studios, the future of that in part will be bringing on more or less like partners into that program who are, I guess the technical business word would be like affiliates or whatever, but like we have this library of literally hundreds of workouts that we've constructed that we teach people these principles of how to go about exercising in a way that matches their body, they're able to do right from home. And then it's more or less like, okay, cool. Like, hey, you have people that need to be exercising. Awesome. You can connect them into this program, you get your affiliate link. And then, because it's a recurring payment that they make, then it's a recurring check that you get, as a commission for that. So that's one of the ways that we're looking to grow our business. But our main focus really is on kind of growing our online presence, because we figured out how to be able to deliver it in an online format in a way that people enjoy, but in a way that is super effective, that people are able to do on their own.
Yeah.
And so how much do you guys charge for now? Like when you sign up to do it virtually?
Yeah. So the membership, there's an exercise. So our Exercise for Life membership, there's two options. It's $37 a month, or $370 for the year. So those are the two options. When you pay for the year, you also get, there are extra things that you get. So we have a whole, series of live workouts that we do multiple times throughout the year. You get automatic access to all of those. You also get access to all of the courses that we've created. So like if you really want to dive into how to exercise to improve the health and function of your brain, like we have like a 9-series course, specifically about that. So you get access to all that with the what we call the premium or the annual membership. There is a monthly option as well, which still gives you access to all of our on-demand workouts.
Okay, no, that's not bad at all.
That's dope.
Thank you.
No, that's not bad at all, man.
$37 a month ain't bad. So, I mean, if you need to, be evaluated and check on, what areas of your body that's not moving well, definitely check in with my man, Charlie, man.
No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
No, Charlie, man, we want to thank you for coming on, man, blessing us with your presence and your knowledge for sure. Before we let you go, Charlie, can anything you want to promote or any extra information you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I mean, the big things, like you pulled up my Instagram handle, that's just my first and last name at Charlie Cates. I got super creative with it, so it's very, very straightforward. So so if you enjoyed the information, I'm trying to post there, if not daily, like 6 days a week or something like that, kind of continuing these types of conversations. Exerciseforlifestudios.com is kind of our main website. That's where you can find our book. That's where you can find our podcast. That's where you can get connected with our membership. So it's Exercise for Life Studios, plural, with an S at the end.com. And I believe it's kind of weird where you have to put www at the start. If you just write Exercise for Life, it'll go to an error page. So it has to be www.exerciseforlifestudios.com. That's where you can find everything as far as, again, like book, podcasts, membership, stuff like that.
Okay. And what's the name of your podcast again?
So the podcast is called Exercise is Health.
Exercise is Health. And how often do you guys
weekly?
Your wife weekly, okay.
Yeah, every Wednesday. And so yesterday, episode 283 came out. So we've been weekly since 2018.
Man, congratulations.
Thank you.
We on episode 110, man. So
that's huge. Hey, you cracking the hundreds, a big deal.
For sure.
Yeah.
It felt like it for sure, man.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about that.
And then that's extremely dope that you do it with your wife, man. Like being a married man, I understand how important that tool, can be very important, expanding the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. Well, and as you know, once you put on headphones, your voice sounds different. So, it really helps with the communication. That's for sure.
No, it's a fact, though.
Marriage is business. You just add another pillar to it.
Ain't that true? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But no, Charlie, man, once again, we want to thank you. I definitely got to get you on here again, man. You
that'd be a blast.
$1 million worth of knowledge for real, because everything you just blessed me with, I really didn't know. So it's like you definitely got me interested in tapping into some things. And like I said, I'm gonna grab the book ASAP. I'm
gonna send you a copy. I'm gonna send you a copy. Yeah, no, both of you. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah, for real. Thank you. I
appreciate you, Charlie, man. Yeah, have a great week, bro. We go get you on the phone too, man.
Oh, sounds great. Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.
You too, bro.
Charlie.
Oh no, Charlie, good dude, man.
APTs and the AKGs and
yes, sir. Charlie with
mitochondria.
Charlie got the knowledge now. We just blessed y'all ass with some good knowledge.
Come on, man. Y'all thought we weren't gonna get the scientists in here.
Yes, sir. You thought we weren't gonna get the mathematics? The equations for you, motherfuckers.
Hey. Yeah. Charlie dropped them bombs, man.
Nah,
Charlie research as many of y'all Googles, man.
Nah, man, Charlie definitely got you. Y'all gotta work on your Googles. You think you're healthy, you ain't did shit yet. Cause he definitely got me definitely about to go research some things to get me right. You heard? For real though. No.
Bro, it's like, man, everybody trying to instant get everything, get it over with quick. But the mental benefit of being in the gym, bro, is being unplugged. Like you should really be focusing on internal feedback, but that's the benefit of having a personal trainer too. They there to cue you on that. So if you don't want to, develop that muscle or that discipline where you focusing on that, then that's what a personal trainer come in at, to motivate you and inspire you to do it. But
exactly.
So I've been practicing running. So now my new thing is when I run, bro, I'm only listening to instrumentals. I don't want to hear no voices but my own. I want to hear myself breathe and the beats. That's it.
Nah, you a beast, bro. I my current progression is maybe my last rep. I won't listen to nothing, but I think one of these days, though, I think I did one of these days I did a whole little 30-minute workout without not little at all. A 30-minute workout.
30-minute
workout, man, for real, boys, man. Hey, but no, I just had Mayweather on the YouTube, training and just complete silence. So it is like what y'all was saying is definitely key, because it's like something I noticed unconsciously, when you're working out, you tapping into your body, you tapping into your breathing and, tapping into the mind. So it's like, it's definitely the science that there's definitely a science behind it, because it's like after you get a quality workout in, bro, it's like your brain is firing, bro, at a way efficient rate. You know what I mean? You feel better. You know what I mean? You feel better, you do better, you know?
And it's practicing
like,
presence. Like, let me not try to distract myself so much that I don't even realize I worked out if I'm not sore. That's why a lot of people be like, damn, I can't even tell I worked out.
Yeah.
Probably because you was in that bitch just moving. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
Yeah.
Not,
So
not even tapping in with yourself, but that just show you how much extra research you got to do. You know, how much we complain, you know what I mean, about the shit on our plate, but it's so much more that can benefit us that we can be putting on our plate, because it's like this society, you know, we kind of live in a deaf society where it's like if you don't do your own research and, you know, do the right things with your own free will, your ass go to the grave really fast, you know, like we don't, you know, it's so much information, you know what I mean? So much misinformation that's out there, so much garbage out there where it's like, man, do your research. Don't be too busy to live. You know what I mean? Live right. And we all
iceberg information, bro. Like people think that watching an Instagram reel or watching somebody's story is educating you. Like, yeah, bro, that's
already.
Yeah, like okay, I watched somebody like I listened to Charlie. He got a graduate degree. Yeah. Now I know all that shit. I ain't gotta
pay all that shit. You can't
tell. I ain't gotta pay him now. Like I don't have to buy his book. I heard him say it. Like I'm gonna go do it. Like that's not.
Yeah, I'm finna start me a business on that shit ASAP.
That's not research, G. Reels and fucking stories and captions is not research. Let's be clear.
Fuck the guy's telepathy.
Right. Yeah, no.
Guy's muscle activation coming to you next week.
Right.
Taking him out of, we putting you out of business, Charlie.
Yeah, right.
Fucking with you, Charlie. No, D, man. What you got something to tell these people before we wrap these people up, good brother?
Man, good brother. I got a message for the people, man.
Yes, sir.
This week for me, man, it's really your perspective and your reality is two different things. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is you have to constantly change your perspective. And it doesn't have to match reality, but you got to constantly change it based on what's happening around you. Mm-hmm. So like for me, for example, bro, it's been a lot of shit cooking up. And if I just solely go off reality, you know, I'm gonna be in a negative space because because not only is society gonna constantly push negative, the brain is naturally designed to focus on the negative shit just by design.
That's crazy too.
It's a full-time job to focus on positive, bro.
You do, bro, because you go straight to the bullshit. Like, who the
bro,
fuck?
You go straight to it. You can't help it. And
who is that?
right, even on your social media, bro, like you can see something good, but your brain gonna zoom in on like the fight. Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's human nature, bro. Like
car accident. You see the car accident, you wanna know who the
car accident. But you still saw like a fucking family of ducks. That didn't mean shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody with their kid, like you didn't appreciate a dad with his daughter in the car. Like, it's an accident. Oh shit, what happened? Like,
yeah, who hurt? Who died? You ain't saying shit about the bird singing on the fucking tree limb.
Bro, it's a full-time job, bro, to constantly shift your perspective to focus on what's healthy for you.
No, that's a fact though.
And we gotta not only bring awareness to our perspective, but realize that, bro, life is just vapors, bro. We here and gone. So while we here, you want to try your best to make it a good experience. And that go with every minute, because everybody can attest to, bro, time feel like it's moving so fast. So like, even, you know, just listening to a podcast episode, like, let's not start shooting motherfuckers down or like hating on people, because that's time wasted in a negative space you can't get back, bro.
Fact.
So let's minimize the perspective on fucking low level shit and try our best to go against the grain to shift back to what's healthy for the, not just the spirit, bro, but for your brain, bro. You training your brain to do what it's not designed to do. That shit work.
That's a fact.
It's work.
No, that's a full-time job, boy.
Oh yeah, it don't stop. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. So even, you know, I respect a lot of people that be having shit going on, and, you know, it's a balance between, you know, being vulnerable and talking about what you're going through and just going through it and still maintaining who you are.
Yeah.
So that's somebody that got control of their perspective. And it's like, you know, like the picture of the dude with the house burning down, he's sipping the coffee, the dog or whatever. He's like, I'm fine. And when they zoomed out, it was like a dog sitting at a table and like he was drinking his coffee looking. And then when they zoomed out, like the whole house was on fire. He's just sitting there. That's how your perspective got to be. Not stupid, not to that extreme, but like.
No, understand what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Everything is perspective.
Oh, perspective.
You know what I mean? Some people can look at it like, oh shit, the house is on fire. And he can be like, shit, my fucking insurance policy, $500 million.
Right.
And I paid $5 million for it.
I'm good, regardless.
It's all about perspective. No, I love that, bro. And no, that's major, bro. But it just shows you, especially as Americans, bro, we so fucking simplified to, we think it's just work, spin, party. To some, you know, we got some practice religion, you got some practice many different things, but my wisdom that I was finna kick was that life is complex. You know, it can be complex. It's a lot of things that's working against you. It's a lot of things that we should be tuning up every day. Like the mind is complex. The brain works. It's incredible how the brain works. We don't even, you know, you really got a deep dive to understand how the brain works. Like you just thinking shit and just thinking shit is simple to you because you know what I mean? You in your body, what can you do? But bro, it's immaculate what's going on. Like it's something, it's shit that's working that you gotta fine tune sometime and not get lost to, because if you don't fine tune that motherfucker, it's a lot of motherfuckers that have cuckoo, or bro, you just
rabbit holes,
or you picking violence every second. You know what I mean? You picking, and that's a great alley hoop to what mine was going to be. I was going to say, my gym of the week was going to be is to understand your emotions. Get an understanding of your emotions. You know what I mean? Tap in with yourself.
Easier said than done, nigga.
Yes, of course. Yes. I mean, we gonna be doing that shit for our whole life, but you get some people that don't. You get some people that don't even attempt to, bro. Right. They just go on the roller coaster every day. You know what I mean? They just own that bitch, enjoying the ride. But what I'm saying is, you gotta learn it. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like, you got people suffer from anxiety, you got people suffer from depression. You know what I mean? A lot of times we think we're not gonna get sad, we're not gonna get depressed. You know, it's not gonna get dark for us. But my thing is, with me saying that, I'm saying that you're gonna get sad, you're gonna get depressed. So when you get sad, when you get depressed, when things get hard for you, understand that it's just a cycle. You know what I mean? Think of the last hardest thing that you went through and look in the mirror and be like, motherfucker, I'm still here. So that means you won many battles. Don't forget about the battles. To simplify what I'm saying, don't forget about all the small battles that you won to get you to where you are today. And with me saying that, don't stay in a dark place for too long. Don't stay in that tunnel for too long. Because that tunnel is no end to that tunnel, but the light is right behind you because you've seen the light before.
Yes, sir.
I love my people. Yeah, so babe, my way about this
signature on that motherfucker. Yeah, that part there.
Put that says on.
Come on, bro. That's bro. You just dropped the mic, bro. Because mood fluctuation is normal, right? And what we do, and me speaking for myself specifically, what we don't do is we don't study ourselves enough. It's like when you sad, it's an opportunity. Not only is it normal, right? That's life. Because nobody is happy forever, right? Nobody is happy all the time. Like that's clearly somebody, you smiling all the time, you happy all the time.
Man,
something wrong with you. Like you suffering from mental illness.
Show me the recipe. If you
bro, you know, I don't want it. Whatever you own. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know what's real. Talk about reality. Talk about reality. Like, nah, that's somebody that don't know reality. Like,
yeah.
So like it's like, bro, you usually like a drop in the mood is like it's like a need that's unmet. It's like a need that's unmet, right? Or expectation. Even an expectation that somebody didn't meet is a need that's unmet. You thought you needed something from somebody, they didn't get it. They didn't give it to you, you sad. You had a need that you were supposed to fulfill yourself, you didn't get it, you sad. So it's like, bro, this life is meant to be lived, man. We can't trust moves. Moves is just information. You take it, study it, and move forward with it. Like, it sounds simple, but it's real complex because you think that your brain is malfunctioning and I shouldn't be sad. Yes, you should. That's information. That's you telling yourself. That's your brain telling you something ain't going right. Either you delusional or fucking you overthinking something. But a lot of times we fill that void with numbing it, right? So I'm sad because I ain't get everything I was supposed to get done. Shit, let me just scroll. Fuck it. Oh, well. Mm-hmm. Then you put the phone down, the needs are still unmet. So you're not even taking that space to analyze yourself and see how you correct that moving forward.
Exactly.
And that's human nature because what? You surrounded by distractions. Even in the gym, like Charlie was talking about, bro, motherfuckers ain't even, you so distracted, you don't even know if you contracting the right muscle or not. You just going through the motions.
Facts. And that's what a lot of us tend to do sometimes. We all do that sometimes because that's the basic foundation, going through the motions. Clock in, clock out. Clock in, clock out. Clock in, clock out.
Party. Numb.
Back to clocking in.
I don't know what day it is.
Exactly.
Damn, it's Monday again. God damn, I've been out all weekend.
God damn. Yeah. God damn, we back Monday. God damn, Bob.
Back on the ship. Back on the slack ships, huh?
God damn, But no, God, hey, motherfucking B-Day right around the corner, God.
Hey, yeah, man. Come on, man.
Man, I know I'm gonna talk to you by then, man. But man, just so happen if we don't, I'm gonna give my brother an early fucking happy birthday. You know what I mean? Peace and love, God.
At this point, bro, you don't really celebrate birthday. You're like, God damn, 34.
Right? I'm fucking getting up there, right?
I just turned 33. What the fuck going on, man?
Hey, I see how older people be, bro. You be having something big come, that motherfucker come in here, you treat that motherfucker like any other day, bro.
Yeah, but bro.
You got it. But one thing I believe in, bro, I always believe in, it's like, man, if you don't do nothing special on that day, bro, appreciate life even more. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that didn't even get to see that age, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's like, man, I always tell my people, bro, to be appreciative of just the day, bro. You know, because a lot of people wish they even be here, or some people to be even in the position that you wake up in. It's a lot of motherfuckers that pray to get that. You know what I mean?
Bro.
You know.
Like you said, bro, shit, the you from 6 months ago wanted to be where you at today.
Yeah. Right? That part.
So yeah, man, I'm definitely grateful, bro. Every day I get above ground, man. I'm grateful, man.
Yes, hey, peace and love, God body.
Bro.
That's another one.
110, tap in, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Spotify.
Come on, man.
Music.
Come on, man.
Subscribe, like, share, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, and tell it again. You
about the guys. Yeah, bitch.
All right, bro. We out. Peace, God.